Is it time to buy or sell Adobe Systems stock? In this video, we will explore Adobe Systems in depth. Our initial report was published on our website on Thursday, the 11th of September, 2025. And now, we are here to provide you with a more detailed analysis. Remember to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell to stay updated on our latest analysis. You don't want to miss any crucial updates that could impact your investments. Enhance your trading decisions by trying our newly launched AI stock analysis tool powered by GPT-4 at StockInvest.us. Tap into the power of AI and receive free price predictions and deep analysis for any one among 45,000 companies worldwide today. Please note that this video is for informational purposes only and should not be considered as financial advice. Since the 10th of September 2025, our system has ranked Adobe Systems as a hold accumulate, giving it a score of negative 0.54. Let's take a look at the stock's performance during this period. The stock has experienced natural fluctuations with a gain of 0.11%. This translates to an average return of 0.06% per day since it was listed as hold accumulate. The stock is currently positioned in the midst of a broad and declining trend in the short term, indicating further potential decreases within this trend. The present 3-month trend suggests a possible decline of approximately 11.1% over the coming 3 months, with anticipated returns ranging between negative 19.52% and negative 6.74%. Analyzing the longer term, our 12-month assessment predicts a projected change of negative 30.97%. Our calculations indicate that the stock's performance could vary between negative 37.51% and negative 18.77% over the next year. In practical terms, this would place the future price between $219.04 and $284.77. Our latest daily update for Adobe Systems includes the headline, Green Day on Thursday for Adobe Systems stock after gaining a fraction over 0.1%. The Adobe Systems stock price increased by a fraction over 0.1% on the last trading day, which was Thursday, the 11th of September 2025. The price rose from $350.16 to $350.55. During the last trading day, the stock fluctuated by 2.32%, with a low of $347.21 and a high of $355.25. Over this period, the price has experienced ups and downs, resulting in a loss of 1.63% over the last 2 weeks. Notably, trading volume increased on the last day alongside the price, indicating a positive technical sign. With 4 million more shares traded than the previous day, in total, 8 million shares changed hands for approximately $2.86 billion. Looking back over the past 52 weeks, the highest price of the stock was $587.75, while the lowest was $330.04. Currently, the price sits 40.36% or $237.20 below the 52-week high and 49.89% or $348.99 below the all-time high recorded on November 22, 2021, when the price reached $699.54. Adobe reported fiscal third-quarter earnings per share of $5.31, surpassing the consensus estimate of $5.17 and improving from $4.65 a year earlier. Revenue also exceeded expectations, prompting management to raise their revenue, profit, and digital media annual recurring revenue targets for fiscal 2025. This optimistic outlook is attributed to strong demand for design software and the rapid monetization of artificial intelligence. Notably, artificial intelligence-influenced annual recurring revenue now exceeds $5 billion, and artificial intelligence-first annual recurring revenue has surpassed $250 million. Following this news, shares experienced a jump in after-hours trading, recovering some of the losses seen earlier in the year, while broader markets closed at record highs, adding to the momentum. However, analysts caution that the transition to an artificial intelligence-first technology stack will require time, highlighting execution risks that could pressure near-term margins and expansion. In the short term, the positive earnings and upgraded guidance are expected to drive further growth through momentum, upgrades, and increased inflows. Looking ahead, widespread enterprise adoption and artificial intelligence monetization could lead to faster recurring revenue and margin expansion, provided Adobe executes effectively, thereby making the stock fundamentally more valuable. However, sustained outperformance will rely on successful execution, effective churn control, and appropriate pricing of artificial intelligence offerings. Analyst ratings. On Tuesday, the 9th of September, 2025, it was reported that Oppenheimer assigned Adobe a grade of outperform with a hold action. On Monday, the 8th of September, 2025, RBC Capital also rated Adobe with an outperform grade and a hold action. On Friday, the 13th of June, 2025, BMO Capital reported an outperform grade for Adobe, alongside a hold action. On the same day, Evercore ISI provided Adobe with an outperform rating and a hold action. Additionally, on that Friday, Wells Fargo rated Adobe as overweight, accompanied by a hold action. Analysts have assigned Adobe Systems stock a general neutral rating. They classify the price-to-earnings ratio as a sell and the price-to-book ratio as a strong sell. In terms of return on investment, the analysts have rated the stock as a strong buy. The following signals have been identified for Adobe Systems. A buy signal was issued from a pivot bottom point on Monday, August 11, 2025, and so far it has risen by 5.07%. Further increases are indicated until a new top pivot has been established. Volume is rising alongside the price, which is considered a positive technical signal. However, some negative signals have also been issued, which may influence the near short-term development. The stock of Adobe Systems currently holds sell signals from both short and long-term moving averages, leading to a more negative forecast for the stock. Additionally, there is a general sell signal based on the relationship between these two signals, where the long-term average is above the short-term average. During upward corrections, there will be some resistance from the lines at $350.74 and $352.98. A breakout above either of these levels will trigger buy signals. Furthermore, there is currently a sell signal from the 3-month Moving Average Convergence Divergence, or MACD. Here are some additional signals that may capture your interest. Moving Average Convergence Divergence, sell signal. Pivots, buy signal from 23 days ago. Bollinger, buy signal from 23 days ago. Short-term moving average, sell signal from 2 days ago. Long-term moving average, buy signal from 5 days ago. The relationship between the short and long moving averages indicated a buy signal 12 days ago. When examining the 12-month chart, we observe short moving average, sell signal from 3 days ago. Long-term moving average, sell signal from 63 days ago. The relationship between the short and long moving averages indicated a buy signal 56 days ago. For more signals, be sure to visit our page at StockInvest.us. Support, risk, and stop loss for Adobe Systems. Adobe Systems finds support from accumulated volume at $344.31. This level may present a buying opportunity, as an upward reaction can be anticipated when this support is tested. Generally, the stock exhibits controlled movements, and with good liquidity, the risk associated with this stock is considered very low. Over the last day, the stock experienced a movement of $8.04 between its high and low, representing a change of 2.32%. For the past week, the stock has shown an average daily volatility of 3.08%. Before we dive into the possible good trading levels for Adobe Systems, let's quickly cover some essential fundamental data. First, the price-to-earnings ratio, or PE ratio. This crucial ratio measures a company's current share price relative to its per-share earnings. This is a relatively normal PE ratio, often seen in businesses with long track records or predictable revenues. In other news, the next earnings report for the third quarter of 2025 is expected on the 11th of September, 2025. Analysts' consensus estimates are at $5.17. Keep an eye on these numbers, as they can greatly impact stock prices. Now let's discuss some potential day trading levels for Adobe Systems. In the event of an upward trend, the first resistance level for Adobe Systems stands at $376.92. If you do not own any shares, it might be wise to wait for this level to be surpassed before entering a position. For those already holding the stock, this could serve as a significant point for swing trading. On the downside, Adobe Systems finds its first support level at $344.31. Should this support level hold, it may present a favorable entry point, anticipating a rebound. The combined average rating for Adobe Systems from multiple analyst sources is neutral. Now, let's examine some recent insider trades. On the 24th of July, 2025, Narayan Shantanu conducted an insider purchase of 1,254 shares of common stock. On the same day, Narayan Shantanu also conducted an insider sale of 621 shares of common stock. Additionally, on that day, Narayan Shantanu sold 1,254 shares of restricted stock units. On the 24th of July, 2025, Wadhwani David made an insider purchase of 606 shares of common stock. On the same day, Wadhwani David also sold 300 shares of common stock. Based on the 100 most recent insider trades, we've determined that the insider power is positive, with a ratio of 19.824. In total, insiders purchased 54,761 shares and sold 35,103 shares in the last 100 trades. Our recommended stop loss is set at $330.09, reflecting a decline of 5.84%. This stock exhibits very low daily fluctuations, resulting in a minimal risk profile. Additionally, we have identified a buy signal stemming from a pivot bottom that occurred 22 days ago. Is Adobe Systems stock a good buy? Currently, Adobe Systems presents several negative indicators suggesting it may be a candidate for selling. However, considering the potential for a turnaround, it may also be prudent to hold or accumulate shares while we await further developments. After examining the volatility and price movements from the last trading day, our analysis indicates that the current price is undervalued. For trading on Friday, the 12th of September, we anticipate that Adobe Systems will open higher by approximately 453 ten-thousandths of a dollar, starting at $351. We remind you that trading involves a high risk of losing money, and that you should speak with a financial advisor before buying or selling any securities. You should not base your investment decision upon StockInvest.us. By using the information, you agree and are held liable for your own investment decisions. This is our current view of the stock. Do you agree or disagree? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. What is your target for the stock? Remember to like and subscribe. We wish you successful trading and hope you have a wonderful day from all of us here at Stock Invest.